So what's going on, everyone? My name's Violent. Welcome to GRIZZ Zombies. The last time we talked about zombie perks and weapon attachment variants happening in Treyarch's next game. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Gobblegums system and how it relates possibly to zombie crates coming up this year. That's my best guess. But I think a shared currency is definitely going to be in line. So drop a like on this video. It only takes a second of your time. We're going to have a good discussion. If anything sparks an idea, hit me up over on Twitter at GrizzViolent. It's the best place to keep talking zombies. I think it's important to begin thinking about liquid divinium. This was our currency in zombies for Black Ops 3, and as you know, it became purchasable. You could buy it outside of the game once you get into Dr. Monty's factory. It's quite expensive when you actually look at how many it takes. Let's just take the 1100 for instance. You spend $10 in order to get 1100 COD points. If you look at how many you can get, that's only 20. And that allows you can do 3 spins, you can do 2 spins, you can do 1 spin in Dr. Monty's factory, but $10 isn't going to give you even that good of an opening, so grinding it out is the best way to do that. And it doesn't take a lot of time. You do have to level up in order for it to be possible. I believe it might be a certain amount of kills as well that's happening right now, but I know you can get to like wave 7 and it happens, so I'm not even sure how the drop rate's actually occurring for that, but I know I can tell you it's not a shared currency, just like we're seeing Raven tokens in World War II zombies. I do have a problem with this because I don't believe it's perfected and it's not being pushed forward to benefit the player. Infinity Ward saw that this needed to happen, and they wanted to reward their players for staying here, so in zombies we had an awesome time. And I was able to save up a lot of keys in the process. And it was amongst multiplayer, you were being rewarded keys for the currency system. And in Black Ops 3, it just isn't there. We have a different currency that was introduced after the fact for Newton's cookbook, and this is distills. This was rewarded to the community December of 2016 after Treyarch's announcement. Then we had DLC 5 early of 2017. But you trade liquid divinium for these distills. Now, I always get the free ones. You can get one every single day, and maybe you have a ton of Gobblegums saved up because you've been just spending your liquid divinium on that. Now, this is very relatable to the zombie crates menu that we got in Infinite Warfare. We're going to be getting to that later in this conversation, but I just want you to know that what we're seeing was the earlier version of that. So Infinite Warfare took it to the next level when they introduced zombie crates. And I loved the system with that because they had keys and you could earn them in multiplayer. Say you weren't always going to be playing zombies, you could still be grinding to keep your keys up because it's something that you can keep outside of the game. One idea and concept that I have that has yet to happen in any of these zombies modes is public events. And I can't stress that enough because I think it would be so fun. And it basically, you have your 4 players on your team, and at some point during the match, you basically would have another team of 4, basically a co-op happening, and they would hologram in, you know, they wouldn't fully be there, but once a public event ends, they would leave, and you guys maybe take on a boss together, and everybody would get some sort of shared currency by doing that, or completing it in a fast amount of time. Maybe there's OP weapons that you should have it by a certain round when you know these are going down, and you can just grind loot that way. I think it would be cool to have public events, and this idea I hope we can push forward, and I think it's important that we have some other way, like a second game mode too. I know I talked about this in my last video. I'm going to keep talking about it every single video, and I hope you could subscribe to this idea of the new outlook I have towards zombies. I want it to be great, and I think Treyarch's going to take it to this level. So as I was reading through my comments, one stuck out in particular. It said, "I love Bubblegums. Please BO4 need it." And it really inspired me. It did, in a way that I can't even tell you and fathom, but so from Reddit to Reddit, sea to shining sea, it doesn't matter where you are, the feeling remains the same when you have loot pop up on your screen. It's juicy, and it's awesome, and there's nothing quite like it. So when you see liquid divinium pop up, it could be earlier in your game, you could grind this out, it could take you forever to actually get a lot of liquid divinium. Now, I think that the endgame grind of this just isn't there. You enjoy playing these maps for certain reasons, whether they have a certain weapon attached to it, very specific to the map, that will keep you here. You know, there's maybe certain Easter eggs you can do right away and get special abilities or certain weapons. These are reasons to always come back, and that's why Treyarch has built these in a way that they're classics. So where I see us going into the future of 2018 is that Treyarch is going to live off this nostalgic history and push it forward to the next step. I think the in-game currency is absolutely vital to people's longevity of being here, because the more they can earn in the game, the more active they're going to be spending it as well, and that's going to give them a certain rush and intensity feeling that they want to be here, and they feel that they're being rewarded, and that there's a big grind factor with that, and that's why there's reward tier levels for certain things. And maybe you're having common zombie crates that we're going to be opening. Maybe we're going to have rare zombie crates that we're going to be opening. When Infinity Ward introduced a new style of zombie crates, we had its own menu, and we had options whether we wanted to use our keys to buy it or you buy COD points, and you had two different options there. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to earn it in game, or do you want to pay for it with your money? And I love that those options were always there, and they remained fair all the way throughout the season pass. Now that the prices at points got a little high, the keys got a little high at points where it didn't make sense for what you were paying for, but hey, they had a system and they were experimenting with what worked and what didn't work. And I always appreciated how open Lee Ross was about all of that. And so I have a really good feeling moving into the future as to what's going to happen with weapon kits. And I recently did a video covering all of what I think is going to happen with weapons kits. I'll have that first link in the description box below. Be sure to check that out. But if we go over to Infinite Warfare Zombies real quick and take a look at zombie crates, sometimes there's featured bundles, and I'm actually going to pick that one up here. But we'll talk more about that in another video coming up soon for Valentine's Day. But rare zombie crates, you could buy them for 30 keys, or you could spend COD points. And there was an option there if you needed to purchase COD points, depending on if you don't have the keys. But the option was always there. I love that during holiday seasons they offer some sort of triple bundle, and it's always like 400 keys. It's a ton of keys. But it always just seems worth it to me for the major holidays. It always makes a good opening here on the channel, and so I'll have this opening coming up shortly, and we'll celebrate Infinite Warfare Zombies and all the information we know currently building up to Infinite Warfare Zombies 2, or whatever it's going to be. It's probably going to be a Modern Warfare game if you ask me, probably Modern Warfare 4, and we'll have Modern Warfare Zombies. I don't know, it might be titled that actually, but I'm really excited if that's the case, coming after Treyarch's next game, which I don't think is going to be Black Ops 4. I'd say it's possible, but I think they're going to interject somewhere after Black Ops 2 and move into that and make Black Ops 3 a little less canon with the actual campaign. If they want to actually do this the way I'm thinking, it might be called something like Black Ops Warfare. I'm not sure if Warfare is going to be a remaining title, but it might actually be included with this next Zombies. So I'm really excited to see what Treyarch's going to bring to the table with that. But nonetheless, this conversation has definitely been worth it, and I think it's important to realize that Gobblegums in the current system that we have in Black Ops 3, with the currency that's not shared of Liquid Divinium, now that we've talked about it, hopefully you guys understand it a little bit better. But in Infinite Warfare, they did have a shared currency of keys, and a system that did work. It was very profitable for Activision, and that was the Zombie Crates menu that we have, and there were featured deals that I showed you already that we purchased for Valentine's Day, and things like that might be introduced coming in to Treyarch's next title, their next Black Ops Zombies game coming up here in 2018. My goal here is to provide the absolute best patch notes and game updates and news along the way. I don't try to be anything that I'm not. I'm not the best Zombies player. I do get stuff done when I'm in there, and I really enjoy absolutely destroying these Easter eggs and having a fun time. So I make videos along the way, and hopefully you guys can subscribe to that and be a part of the notification squad. I host a lot of polls, and if you want to be a part of those polls and have your voice heard, and you can comment on those polls and let me know what you think personally. It's really great and something I host all the time here and over on Twitter, so that's our way of sort of interacting. But we also have the comment section, so let me know what you thought of this and what you think Gobblegums is going to be like in the next Treyarch game, and if it's going to be like Zombie Crates. See you in the next one. Violent out!